Hi, welcome to Board Geek Girl. Today I'm going to be giving you a preview of a new game called Occult, which is currently on Kickstarter. In Occult, you are taking on the role of a cultist who is trying to summon monsters to take over the world, and you want to be the best cultist there is. So you will also want to hinder in any way you can your other rival cultists. Occult is a 2 to 5 player card game with heavy take that elements as well as set collection. You will summon monsters, slay the monsters of your opponents, or play cards that will hinder them and set them back so that you can reign supreme. You may form pacts and alliances in this game, but those will probably be short-lived because there can only be one winner. Let's take a look at how it plays. The game structure is very simple. You will have a hand of 5 cards. If you have a monster at the beginning of your go in your hand, then you will play that or summon it to the table in front of you. At the beginning of your go, any monsters that are already in front of you will rotate one level. If you ever get one of your monsters up to level 3 before it's slain, then you win the game. You can also win the game by being the best slayer at the table. If you manage to slay 3 monsters and turn your scorecard to level 3, then you can win the game that way too. So once you have played your monsters to the table, if you have them, you draw back up to 5 cards at the beginning of your go, and then you take your turn. On your turn, you basically have 2 options. You can play 1 single card, or you can play 3 of a kind to the table. On each card, it has a single dot effect and a triple dot effect. This is the effect based on how many cards you play. If you play just 1 thief card, you're allowed to steal a card from any player, and that player then draws a card to replace it. If you play 3 of them, you can steal 3 cards from any player. The Slayer card allows you to set a monster back. If you play it while the monster is on 1, it will have no effect. If you play it on level 2, it will set the monster back to 1. Level 3, it's too late, they've already won. If you play 3 Slayer cards, you can slay any monster of your choice. The Dancer card means the next player's turn is skipped. If you play 3 of them, you can skip the next 2 players' turns. Playing a single merchant card allows you to draw a card and then trade 1 card with any player. If you play 3 merchant cards, you can draw 3 cards and then trade up to 5 cards with any player. Finally, there is the Banish card, a very powerful card which allows you to just simply slay a monster. You do not need 3 of these, just 1 will do. Okay, so that's the basic cards. Let's take a look at the monsters. When a monster is first summoned, you will activate whatever effect is on that card. These include skipping the next player's turn. Each player starting with you discards a card and draws a card. Each player starting with you reveals their hand to the table for this turn. Draw a card, then each player passes their hand to the player on their right. And finally, reverse the turn order. There are only 5 monsters in the deck, and although once they are slain, they are put into the discard pile, which may be shuffled and dealt back out at some point during the game, they are very limited. So, to combat that, you can play these cultist cards. Cultist cards are exactly the same effects as the basic cards and can be played as basic cards. You can use a mixture of the basic cards and the cultist versions in order to use their actions as either 1 or as a set of 3. But if you are struggling to get your hands on a monster, you can instead take 3 cultist cards, play them to the table in front of you as if it was a monster. So the cultist cards are identified by this symbol and also by the fact that they have Roman numerals on the outside, just like the monsters do. The only difference between these and a monster is that you do not get to take any of the effects that are on the card, and that's Occult. So if you're interested in this project and want to take a closer look, then I'll put the link in the description below and you can go check it out on their Kickstarter page. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.